Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along.
What's up, B?
How are you?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me okay? Do I
Yes,
sound
sir.
okay?
Yes, sir. Yo, y'all give it up for my guest,
Hey,
BSLADE.
hey.
Let's go.
Let's
Hey.
go. Hey.
Yo, he is in the building.
Yes, yes.
Yo, man. And well, first of all, let's start this off. I like to do this with all of my guests when I bring them on. Before we get to all of the really good stuff, the even better stuff is this. How are you?
I am good. Positive neutral today. Positive neutral.
I love that.
It could always be worse, but it could always get better.
It could always get better. I love that, man. Yo,
Yeah.
first of all, I want to say thank you so much for the invitation. And it's a funny story, everybody. We'll tell y'all about it later. But even the way this all came about to be, man, I'm just honored that you would allow me this opportunity for this interview and to talk with you and really just let's talk about some things, man.
Yeah.
The other day, well, for those of you that don't know who BSLADE is, shame on you. That's what I'm gonna say. Shame on you. The resume is shame on you if you don't know. This dude right here is super talented, mega talented, a mega contributor to music, not just gospel, music.
Thank you, brother.
He is phenomenal in every single aspect. Like he's not normal. He's not normal. He's very abnormal. And I know that he's okay with that.
Yes.
I know that he's okay with that. But this dude right here is BSLADE. And you guys gotta his discography is just crazy. My introduction to you was back in 1990. All right?
Probably 7
like
or 8.
Yeah, I was in college, man.
Yeah.
I was in Boston. I was in college. And here comes this young dude with like 50 songs on one CD. And I'm like, yo, who does this?
Yeah.
Who does this?
Yeah.
But there was such a diversity, such a wide range of sound and instrumentation and vocal agility. And it's so much in this one person. And it was just like, yo, who is this? Where's he from? Who knows who this is? And like, where's he at? And so here we are now, and he ain't changed. He ain't changed. He's even better. He's even greater. You know, like he's even greater. So the other day, you posted several posts, right? And you talked about where you are right now in life as an artist, as a person, right?
Yeah.
If you could just expound on that just a little bit for our guests that are watching today, please.
Well, in LA, you know, the strikes are still going on. We're still hoping that things will wrap up out here. But for someone like myself who makes a living off of getting sync placements and sync licensing, having my music placed in TV shows, films, transitions, bumpers, and things of that nature, everything has been shut down. So if the productions are shut down in TV and film, then that means the music supervisors don't really need my services right now. So it has been an interesting year for so many of my friends, people who've had to move back home with their parents because there's just no work here for choreographers, no work here for dancers, no work here for craft services, no work here for security, no work here for the cleaners. The cleaners have had to let people go out here. The entire economy of Los Angeles has been affected by this strike that's going on, which is based out of pure greed. And I'm not here to change anyone's system because it's been in place a long time out here in Hollywood. The same machine that can blow you up can chew you up and spit you out. So I'm not here to be anyone's martyr or representative. All I can say is in any other industry, what I'm seeing happening with streaming, with the use of AI, trying to replace the voices of actual artists and replace the faces of actual artists and still not pay those artists for their voice likeness and their face likeness is a little much to ask and the contracts and agreements that people signed were signed before this technology was implemented. So a lot of the language that needed to be covered in this was not covered in that. And to some degree, they're taking advantage of that loophole that we're caught in the middle of something because it was never existing until now. And so now the legislation from government or whoever needs to come in and fix this, because in the streaming side of things, say for example, I have a million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Then I would think if I'm bringing all the people's eyes and ears and brains to the yard, that I will be participating in that advertisement revenue. Because when I'm seeing a Windex commercial on one of my videos that I didn't post, Windex is saying this boy brings enough people to our company to possibly buy our product. I should be participating in that, and not at the rate of $690 for 1 million streams, bro.
Let's go, man.
$690 for 1 million streams. So who gets the other 999,300 and whatever dollars? Where's that going? Especially if I'm the whole reason why they're there.
You're the reason.
It's my voice.
What is the commercial?
It's my song. It's my pain. It's my testimony. It's my experience, right?
Yeah.
And there's people posting my stuff, bro. I don't even know who they are. They're getting checks for my performance.
I got it.
And I'm struggling. These actors are struggling. Musicians are struggling, while people are literally posting my content.
Yeah.
And I don't get to participate in any of it. But they get to benefit off of it. The advertisers, the platforms that create it. It's really incredible what's happening in front of everybody's eyes, and we're all just kind of going for it.
Let me ask you this, B. I'm also a creative as well. I'm a songwriter and I'm an artist.
Yeah.
When I feel like it. When I feel like it. Yes. But I'm copyright all day, right? I'm copyright all day. You want my stuff, you definitely gonna be contacting me, right?
Yes, for sure.
Does copyright protect, and does copyright at least take some of the sting out of that with people using your content? Like, are you?
It does if you have customer service. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to finish your thought. Maybe you're about to answer what I'm about to say. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you are with the society, let's say if you have copyright and you're with ASCAP or you're with BMI, and they are supposed to be tracking, not all, but a large percentage of your content.
Yes.
Are they not saving you? Are they not notifying you?
The only people who do that would be DistroKid. Like when I distribute things through DistroKid, there's a check mark box it's called YouTube ID. And they will find for you not just your own music, but anyone who's using your music, they get you paid for that as well.
Right.
And YouTube also does a good job. If you use someone else's music in your videos, they have ways of making sure the person that music came from also gets their stuff, whether you tag them or not, which I appreciate them for that. Now, if we could just get somebody over in, the payroll department to figure out, why am I not participating in all the videos? I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of millions of videos, but I'm not seeing hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. I should have an island by now with as much as people have used my work, my singing, my whatever it was. And I'm not, that's what you put the music out there so you can bless a lot of people. But when people are taking what you did and acting like they actually came up with it, and they're the label that put all the money behind it, bro, it is not cheap for an independent artist to pay for that video, for that grooming, for that choreographer, for that soundstage, for that DP, which is, director of photography. Like that stuff costs money, right?
Yeah. And
so if I'm not getting any money back for the investment I'm making into the production of this product, why am I still doing this? I'm not doing this for fun. Now, it is fun to me. I do it for free.
Right.
But it should not be expected to be free.
Yeah. Especially somebody at your caliber, you should really be, I'm just going to say, you should be taken care of. Well taken care of.
I'm just now finally getting a lot of what was coming to
Wow.
me, but it takes money to hire the people to go
That
investigate
part.
on your behalf.
That
You know,
part.
it's really difficult to go against really big corporations that have these huge lawyers, because unless you got the bread to take care of your side of things, you'll probably be exhausted before they
People
will.
want the
So,
mansion, but they
yeah.
don't know a light bill come with that
Oh,
mansion.
yeah.
A water
This
bill
this
come
this
with that
the
mansion.
scale of your bill at that level means something else, right? So I'm not here once again to be the, I'm the person who's gonna, no, that's not, I don't want any parts of it. uh I'll just start a different way.
You was just
And
expressing it in your own way.
yeah, I'll step out of that game. Like, for example, I might put a single up on all streaming platforms,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then, but the album, I'm probably going to put on only iTunes or only Amazon Music, where they have to pay for that, and then they can stream it forever after they buy it, or they can get it from my Bandcamp page. And that's the only way I could kind of get some funds from it. But even my own dedicated, say 3,800 dedicated followers that are diehard Slayers that
Yeah.
are on Bandcamp, even they don't purchase the music. So everyone's like, "Oh, don't go," and I'm like, "But you're not sewing.
Why? Right? Why am I staying?
Why am I?" Not that they don't appreciate it. Hey, I get it. And
Yeah.
there's so many artists in the marketplace right now. It's very difficult to deal with anyone having a fair shot at being heard, because there's just so much content. There's just so much stuff.
Yeah. Oversaturated is an understatement, I think.
Yes. Yes. So I just figured, like, hey, I'm just going to do my best to formulate a way for me to make my own platform, such as a Bandcamp, such
Okay.
as, I have to take things back into my own control. I have to Tyler Perry this. I
First
have to.
of all, you're all in my brain, bro. Because as I was putting information together and getting my questions ready, the first thing that I thought about was the fact that, yes, when you came out, I don't know how much help you had, right? But you did an independent project, and it was good. It was good.
Thank you.
So I'm saying that to say, you know what it's like to do stuff on your own. You know what it's like to bring in people to help something come together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that was going to be one of my questions.
Yeah.
Like, are you ready to Tyler Perry this thing? Are you
Yeah.
ready to create something that you know will be a benefit for you,
Yeah.
but for others like you?
Yes. Now, the first thing is that takes funding,
Right.
and that takes somebody believing in your vision, and
Yeah.
you should be the first person believing in that.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm just trying to rebuild my self-esteem.
I love that.
Right
That's
now, I'm
so
trying to
honest,
rebuild.
man.
I'm trying to rebuild. I'm just really hard on myself, because I go so extra. I just go extra hard on every project, right? And so when you put your all, your rent money, like your gas money, your everything, you have your own business, and you have your own creative empire that you're building, and you understand your vision sometimes is so much bigger than your resources,
Yeah.
and when you're an Imagineer, it's just like, man, I would sign with the major label, but then they're going to try to control how I express
And
myself. But
you've been
I could use the radio backing. I could use the tour support. I could use
yeah.
the marketing dollars behind me. I could totally use. I would love to do a joint venture with the record label, but it would have to be something where it is mutually beneficial for both parties. If
And
that's
at
the
this
case, why don't all you corporate people go make the album your damn self? But
right,
you
because look,
can't. You can't.
at this
And
point,
and I can't get where I need to go without having that
that
extra
backing.
backing.
Yeah. Yeah. And at this
So
point, bro, like you are too creative to be limited. You know?
yeah, yeah,
You are too creative to be limited. And I wouldn't even want to see you sign to a label that wouldn't allow you to be your full creative self.
I
Like I feel
believe
like
they
that
are
would be
out there.
taken away.
I believe that joint venture is out there someday.
Yeah,
But for now, I do other things besides music that are starting to interest me. I've been really into like ceramics and painting a lot lately, fashion, just like,
let's go.
I don't necessarily like clothes. I like to pretty much just be like a bum at home, but I don't, you know what I mean? Like at home, it's like I just want to be chill. But fashion itself, the way things are put together, how they come off in relation to where the pictures are being taken, things of that nature, creative direction,
Yeah,
marketing, mass psychology, all those things I'm also good at. So I'm
you
saying
are
I have to move away from things that can only be streamed into things that are
right,
tangible. The
right.
things that are tangible that can't be streamed yet, I'm sure in the future there will be a way to get a brand new outfit just by wearing some glasses and picking a filter that makes your outfit turn into a different look. We aren't there yet. So until then, I
Come
can still
on.
make money off of a hat, some cologne, a dope jacket, some really plush, I don't know, like a jumpsuit or something. The stuff I have on, clear blocks and lines. There's things like that that you can't stream that I can actually make a living off of that also satisfy my artistic ambition as well as my business acumen. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yo, you are man, listen, you're capable of doing and creating so many things, but as you have said, and people are finding out now in this whole entrepreneurial era that we're in,
Yes.
that while you're trying to be an entrepreneur and not use businesses, those businesses have departments. Those departments have people and they have
Yes.
teams
Yes.
to
Say
create
that.
and help, to help
Yes.
manage and keep this wheel turning. And it be just you.
Yeah.
It it it,
Literally. I
it's just you.
People don't realize that I'm actually every day like shaking hands and meeting the families and just like a politician. I'm only speaking to those who I believe are hearing it the way I'm delivering it. And for those that it's not speaking to in that way, it doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means what I'm giving is not for them right now at this stage in their life, or maybe never. I don't take it personally, but I don't have bots getting me followers. This is me
Mm-hmm.
literally every day sticking with it, watching mass psychology, watching my algorithms, looking at my best times to post, which regions do I need to put my radio and campaigns and marketing into based off of my top 5 cities. Now I have a cheat sheet.
Let's go. Let's go.
IG for me, some people prefer TikTok. That's another place to blow up. People are doing very well over there as well. I do have a TikTok page, but where I have found my best interaction is on IG. And then I had it at 43,000 at like, I don't know, 2014, and someone hacked it. So I had to start all the way over again. And I almost said, I don't even want to get back involved in this game no more because
Mm-hmm.
I spent all that time getting it to that point. So I remember day before yesterday, I was at the mall at the same place where I first got to 16,000 after rebuilding from losing 43,000. Let me tell you, man, it's a mind thing. You got to just be like, hey, I lost that. You can't dwell on what you lost, and you really do have to keep
Wow.
pushing forward, because if I had just gave up after I got hacked at that 43,000, I almost said, just, forget it, man. Like,
Forget it.
I'm tired of this, but I stuck with it. I had 16,000. I was so excited, got it back up to 16,000. And then years later, I'm at that exact same spot in that mall, and I'm at 101,000 without a label, without a manager, without a television show, without financial backing. This is just me being dedicated to what I
Dedicated.
believe in.
Yeah.
And that someday, even though folks don't get it yet, that if I just stay on my thing
Yeah.
and keep doing my thing with quality and excellence every time, developing that brand loyalty, and people keep seeing I'm consistently putting it out,
You are.
perhaps they will get behind me. If they're not going to get behind the music, you're going to get behind my fashion. If you're not going to get behind my fashion, you're going to get behind my books. If you're not going to get behind my books, you're going to get behind my films. Tyler Perry did this. When I saw Maxine's Baby at this premiere I just attended, where I got to literally walk behind Oprah Winfrey on the red carpet,
Let's go. Let's go.
that I could independently end up there, and that
You
my
can end
presence
up
was
there. You can be
requested
there.
there. gave me the courage to know if I'm in the same room, on the same carpets with these people, they all started where I'm at. So I just gotta reinvent again. I've always reinvented.
Again.
When they close the doors one way for me, I don't sit there and cry over spilled milk. You done with that name? Nigga, I'll start a new one.
Yo, okay, hold on. You said something the other day, right?
Yes.
You said something the other day about, because, yo, he preaching, y'all. He preaching. It's in him.
Hey. It's right there.
It's in him. Listen, you said something the other day. I'm not gonna quote it, but I'm kind of paraphrasing.
Okay.
About running into the right things that serve you when you walk away from the things that don't.
Oh yeah. Like when I walked away from the things that no longer serve me, then what I desired, what I really wanted, found me. But it's not going to happen till you trust that your talent and gift is worth what you know it's worth. You don't let them determine your worth. If I listen to people, they'll be like, man, what is this? Some kind of like new, some pseudonym or something? You know, what's this? Some kind of new, what is this? You know, just made fun of me. All they did was made fun of me. I was like, no, y'all don't understand. I built that brand, that I can build another one. And if this one don't work, I can build I can do anything, but I'm just not motivated by what people have compartmentalized me to, because they only know certain parts. And because it's been done consistently so well, they think, well, that's all you can do. And that's all I want from you. And I'm like, nah, I'm getting bored.
Nah.
There's other things inside of me that may be the breakthrough that are not even related to music, art, and touring and all that. It could be something outside of that funds my whole vision. But if I'm locked into only the way I see myself and the way my ego decides to think y'all think about me, because that's what that is. It's your ego saying how you're wondering about how people think you are. That's ego.
Not even important.
That's not even important. That's not even important. That's irrelevant to everything. Where is your spirit at authentically? Not what your parents want to hear, not what your teachers want to hear, not what your spouse or friends or boyfriends or girlfriends want to hear. What is your authentic truth? You're like, I'm not being myself. I'm pretending. I'm not really doing all the things that God has given me to do, because everyone's already assumed I'm only a carpenter's son.
And that's frustrating.
I'm just a motorcycle rider. I'm just a teacher. I'm just a this. No, you're not just a anything. That's just one thing of many you do well.
One thing, I'm trying to fit in molds of other people. I'm sorry. Trying to fit in the molds that people make for you or people assign you to is more frustrating than I don't even know what to compare that to. That's just frustrating. And it's annoying, and then it doesn't allow you to be who you are. And I tell people this about relationships.
And your audience can discern it. That's why they can discern when you aren't happy. They can tell when you're like, yeah.
I tell people this about relationships. Be yourself, right? Be yourself, and always give the honest and true you to the person that you're in a relationship with, whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's a business relationship or whatever. Because if you don't,
they're all a form of marriage. They're all a form of marriage.
Listen, one day the true you is going to show up, and ain't nobody going to know who you are.
Yep.
Nope. Everybody's going to be looking at you crazy like
who are you?
Like, who
what
are
is
you?
This?
Why are you blowing up all of a sudden? Why? Like, what's going on? You know? You talked about something that I think is about evolving, right?
Yes.
When you mention about, you know, how this is one area of me, there's more to me.
Yeah.
And maybe that might come with a name change. That might come with a different aura about myself, right? You have P. Diddy that we knew initially as Sean John.
Yep.
We knew him as Sean Combs.
Sean Puffy.
Now we know him as Love.
He was Puffy
Puffy
too. And
we
Puff
know him
Daddy.
as Love.
and P.
Now he's
Diddy,
loved,
and
right?
Diddy. Now he's loved.
Then we
Yes.
got and for all of you music and creators that really know what time it is, there's a young lady by the name of Priscilla Renee that is killing right now. But y'all don't even know who Priscilla Renee is. Y'all know Money Long, right? And then we have you, who we now know as BSLADE, right?
Yes, 13
so let
years
me ask
strong.
You, come on. So let me ask you this. Is this what comes with evolution? Or is this an alter ego? Like, you know.
No, absolutely not. This is not a
Let it come
Sasha
straight
Fierce moment.
from you for people that want to know.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
not
this?
an AKA. That's why I'd be like, it's not an FKA. It's not a formerly known as. It's not a AKA. It's not a also known as.
Okay.
No, that previous brand was killed. So the people that killed it still wanted to function like nothing happened.
Come on.
And I'm looking at you like blank stare.
Come on.
Now, weren't you the one who killed him? Now you trying to act like you revered him. Now you want it back so bad. But you told me you didn't want it. You said it was done. So now it's blank stare. Because
no ownership
now,
over here.
No, none. And what's good about it is I'm not bitter, I'm better because of it, because I was really compartmentalized to what people's expectations were of me only in that genre, when really I defied genres from the beginning. I was always just a regular artist who happened to be saved. I just looked at myself as a regular mainstream artist who just happened to be saved, happened to be raised the way I was raised. But the way I was raised wasn't the totality of my personality and my expression and my creativity. And that's just my foundation to give me that distinct oil to cut through in every genre with anointing. But I'm not limited to only that genre. Yeah. So when that door closed because of whatever people felt about me, I could either wallow and be in sorrow and woe is me and they did me wrong, whatever, or I can just pivot and reinvent. Start all over the same way that, you know, Tone was not my birth name, nigga. That I made that name up too. That's the name God called you to. Actually, that's the name God allowed me to name myself for marketing purposes. And the same way he gave me that one, I'm able to do this one. And if they cut up with this one, I'll come up with something else. I might just become an AI character. But I'm saying, don't allow people's compartmentalization and limited understanding based off of a very, very small infinitesimal, like the things that artists share and actors share with the public, even though you think you know them, that's just a really small part of who they really are. Right. And if they're the truth, you can't kill the truth.
Yeah.
When you try to bury the truth, you're planting a seed, dummy. I'm coming back. And this time, I'm immune to all of your stuff because you taught me how to not react to your fertilizer.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. They still putting dirt on me, still to this day, but I need that fertilizer. I need that shade. It's so bright out here for me right now. I mean, sometimes you want a tree. Sometimes you want some shade. Like, whoo, I'm so hot right now. I need some relief. So please, yeah, go ahead and act funny with me. I need that shade. I need to cool off because obviously I'm so interesting. You got to keep bringing me up. So even though you don't want me around, you can't live without me.
Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, B. Let's talk about this, B. Because listen, you know, people have an imagination and they have a perception about the industry based on, well, there's a more broader perception now because of the internet of the industry, and people come up with their own conclusions about what they think it is, right?
Yes.
When
including me. Like,
yeah, listen,
I thought it was one thing when I was on the outside of it till I got in it.
I want to talk about that because when you came in, we didn't really have the internet. I think when you started, we only had
like
email.
Message board.
We had email.
Yeah, email and message boards.
So it's like now it's so crazy, and you have gone through a lot. You have experienced a lot. You have had people talk about you behind your back and love you to your face. You've had people say that they're with you and really not mean it.
Yeah.
Like, you've gone through so many different things and had to still tough it out
Yes.
and still keep going, right?
Yes. Yes.
Like that tough skin, people don't understand that is developed. That is developed and it's created through all of those experiences, right?
Absolutely.
You have talked about, even in your recent posts, about walking away. And we don't want people to misconstrue, right?
Right.
We don't want people to get that.
Yeah, because they'll take it and run with
wrong.
that. They'll run with that piece alone. That's the problem with today. We take the bites of whole statements, lift them out of context and sequence for clickbait.
I want you to explain that to people.
And so there's a lot more good going on in the world right now, but that's not what makes people click and watch.
And so that's not what they're showing us.
That's not what they're showing you, right?
Right.
So in that same way, I've learned when we put even this interview right now, someone could take one section of this, play it in a certain context, and now it's clickbait for some other site, even though that's not what it is. People won't go and take the time to research because we all swiping up vertically so quickly. We're not going to take time to find out if it's true or if it's not. So all I need to do is curate and make sure everything that is used from my platform, that it is used in continuity and in context so that it cannot be used against me, as to say, oh, he's giving up and he's about to, jump off of a bridge or anything. It's not that deep. It's just I'm walking away from what no longer serves me financially, mentally, and spiritually. There's a distinction here. And what happens is when we start taking bits and pieces of people's story based off of whatever's popping or whatever the tabloids are saying at the time, you really don't know. They're saying this to sell papers or get clickbait. They don't care what happens to your favorite artist or your favorite actor. They just want whatever happens to them happens to them. I just want those eyes over here so I can keep getting these advertisement checks.
Yeah.
So if you are going to use that, then I would ask you to come to the source of the content because I lived it, right? I had to go through this pain. So if I had to go through this pain, it's time for you all, if you want to get the juicy parts about the pain, I need to quit giving that shit away for free. You got to pay for it. That's the problem. We do overcome by the words of our testimony, but make people pay for it.
Make them pay for it.
Because if you just tell your testimony only, people just lift the parts they want to try to make some narrative about you that's not even true. But if you can control it in package form, if you can book it, if you can get your own personal epistle together and package it and sell it, you can't stream that.
I love it. I love it.
And that's why I haven't put out a book, because the book's still being written. You need to write a book. I know, I've been writing it. I've been living this book. But I need to, there's chapters that I know are about to be written. They're right around the corner. This is that chapter in my life that everybody's watching right now. God, what's going to happen to Slade? Man, is he about to what's going to happen? That's what makes a book good, is that there are certain chapters that look like things ain't going to work out. But we know that all things, everything good and bad, all of this is going to work together in the end. And sometimes it pushes you into what you should have already chosen anyway.
Yo, okay, hold on.
You acted surprised about something. Man. You already know this is what you knew you had to do anyway. But you just kept, well, they're expecting this, and I know they want that.
Conform.
What do you want?
Conforming.
Nothing's wrong with concessions, because concession is what makes the world go around. Concession is not a compromise. Compromise is you're going against your principles and constitutions to just get that check. I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. I'm not here saying, pay me, I need a bunch of money. But the things that I have worked on, the things that
worked hard.
I have put that hard work into, spending hundreds of thousands of hours building this platform to 101,000, which is nothing to others who have millions, but to an independent cat like myself, man, I feel like I have 100 million right now. Because it means something to me.
Yeah.
I earned this bike, so I'm not going to leave it out in the street.
Yeah.
I paid for this with my paper route subscription, so I'm not just gonna leave it out in the
Woo!
backyard. I'm gonna bring it in and treat it with respect because I bought it, I earned it, I know what it costs. So even if you don't like the new name, you gotta respect what I did to not fall off, to not take myself out of here.
Yeah.
Most people give up in the situations I've been in, but I pivoted and been resilient. You don't have to like me, but you gotta respect. This cat kept going. He didn't give up. And if I can't get paid for what I'm doing, let me find another lane that will bring me the resources to fund my crazy imagination. And I need funds to pull off the things that God has given me in my mind.
And
so who says it has to come through music?
And let you have the time you need to figure that out.
It takes time. It means you have to go on vacations.
Yes.
You have to live your life outside of the studio. You can't let niggas make you a jukebox. You can't let churches turn you into appliances that don't care for your soul. They just want your skills and your singing and your playing, but they don't ever care about who you are as a person. It makes you feel like I used to love church. Now it's just a job. I used to love going to the sets to shoot videos and do videos, but now it's just a routine. I used to love doing podcasts. I used to love making content, but now it's just a routine. Everyone's tired of the routine because it ain't paying off, because we're not truly doing what's in our heart to do, because we're afraid of rejection. But they're going to reject you regardless. Either way, whether you are successful or if you fail, there will still be rejections and opinions. Hershey chocolate, bankrupt 7 times. Can you imagine after the first time? Some of my friends might be like, hey man, it's okay. You'll get them next time, champ. A second bankruptcy, bruh.
A third?
Do you have a CPA? Then the questions start coming up. Are you living in sin? Are you paying tithe? Like, all these things start coming up because you keep going for this astronomical dream of yours that takes a lot of money, and every time you do it, you end up going bankrupt. But Hershey didn't stop. A wise man may fall or go bankrupt 7 times, but he gets back up. That 8th time that Hershey got back up, now it is a household chocolate name.
And I love it.
Come on here. People have a problem with me going from a Tone to a BSLADE, but will willfully eat a Snickers almond knowing it's a Mars bar.
Wow.
It's the same candy bar that is called a Snickers almond. So now it's something new? No, where's Mars bar?
Where's Mars?
This is a Mars bar, but you're just gonna call it Snickers almond because the name Mars wasn't moving like the name Snickers. It's marketing. It's mass psychology, bro.
Break this down,
Quit acting new like you don't understand. Well, I don't like all the stuff that's inside. I just want them to go back. That's the problem. I'm pressing forward, boo.
Okay.
You keep wanting folks to go back.
Okay.
I'm pressing forward, boo.
You are. You're giving us a lot. You're giving us a lot. And they're going crazy in the comments. Yo, let's talk about this, because this is right in line with what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
My show is called The Power of the Pen.
Yes.
And the power of the pen, it can mean a lot to different people, especially creators like yourself, right?
Yes.
Your pen, bro. Yo, your pen.
Thank you,
brother. Is insane.
Means a lot.
Let me explain to you what I mean by that, right? What I mean by that is, people might kill me for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, right? We have the Bible.
Yes.
Right? We have the Bible, but the Bible is not just the Gospels. The Bible consists of so many other scenarios and events that took place.
Oh, yeah.
That you might not really want people to know.
Correct. It was not all tambourines and church fans. I can tell you that right now.
No, they wasn't praising God. Let's just talk about the crucifixion of Christ.
That was wild.
The crucifixion of Christ.
That whole scenario is really wild, where they're saying, give us the person we know has killed and robbed everyone. We prefer give us that person, the bad person, but kill the one who's been turning water into wine and
kill the Savior. Kill the Savior.
Healed your family, raised folks from the dead.
So I'm giving the comparison of that to your writing, because your writing, as you have said, does just not consist of, God, I worship you, and God, you're worthy of all the glory, and it all belongs to you. It also consists of, yo, I'm going through something that's really crazy right now.
Oh yeah.
I just experienced something that's really crazy.
Oh yeah.
And I know this side may not really be down with it.
Right, right.
But I have to be honest and say, yo, I just went through this.
Yeah.
Or I'm going through this. You know, and it's very broad.
Yeah.
It's very broad.
The Bible
right?
is broad. Like there's a lot of scandal and there's a lot of missteps. There's a lot of fumbles in there. There's a lot of just blatant disobedience in there. But isn't that us? Isn't that any of us on any given Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday? I mean, it's just, but because we don't feel safe enough to confess our faults one to another, not just as far as spiritual things, but even business decisions that we may have made. We make them sometimes because we don't feel safe enough to talk about the bad decisions that we made, because we're going to get judged for the try. When God will even bless a try. If you don't try, how can you be blessed? But if you try, it's like, okay, you tried. Some people don't even try, bro. Some don't even try. At least I'm trying. Are you trying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about me and what I'm doing, but what are you doing with your life? The time you're spending on someone else who's just trying to make a living in this crazy market, in a crazy world, in a crazy time when there's a lot of swift transitions going on, that's who you're going to attack just because they minding their business and trying to put food on their table with their gifts. Yeah, but that's what happens when you are in leadership. It's unfair, but that's part of it. But there's also those times where Jesus disappeared and nobody knew where he was, just so he could have his own personal time just to reflect and ponder on what's the next move. So I'm granting myself that. There's Selah is just as powerful as you winning a battle. A pause, a stand still and see, that lets God do the salvation part. That lets him do the vindication part. Because if I do it myself, I might get my little clap back and, I popped off and I rep, whatever. But then that's my only reward. Homie, I'm flowing above that now. I'm on that Janelle Monáe float. She says, I don't talk, I don't explain stuff. I just float.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to only answer to the names that I want to be called. People be like, hey, so I'm still walking. Then they say, BSLADE. Yes. You knew that from the beginning, troll. You're playing games. See? You're trying to trick somebody. See? You think you're funny. Because I know it's been 13 years.
Yeah.
You're
a straight comedian.
My bad. I didn't know. You lied. Because how did you know the right one afterwards? You knew the right one from the beginning, but you was trolling me, see?
Yo. Okay, let's keep talking about this pen, bro. You've released a lot of music just this year.
Yeah, quite a bit. A lot of gospel music too. Niggas be like, you need to go back to the old landmark.
That's what I want to
Where's it? I'm
about.
like, but you don't see Out the Box 2 and 3 and the Difference EP and King of Glory, and I mean the Prayer Drone.
So that's what I'm talking about. Let me stick to my questions.
Someone asked the question. I'm going to the reunion tour tomorrow. I'm so excited, bro. I got my seats in the Amen section. They actually named it that, bro. I'm not playing. The front part of that second stage is called the Praise Pit, and the side is called the Amen section. I got my ticket in the Amen section, man. I'm so excited.
First of all, I'm jealous, and I'm mad that I'm not in California right now, because I feel like some way, somehow, this man is going to end up on that stage with a mic in his hand.
Well, I just don't know. Don't pass me a mic unless you want some flame. I will not be held responsible for whatever happens in this facility.
Come on.
And Kirk, don't you come nowhere near that mic once I get it, because I'm going to run around that building like a no Benny Hinn myself.
Yo, this dude is crazy. B, your writing is great. Yo, you're crazy. Your writing is phenomenal.
Thank you, brother.
You have a project out right now called My Modern Manhood.
Yes.
talk to us about how that project came to be and why that title.
Without my modern manhood, I wouldn't have been able to experience the prayer drum. These are two different projects, right?
Yeah.
Every one of us has our earth side or our man side, and then we have that spiritual side, right? But many times they cross one another, either to cancel each other out or to balance one another out, right?
Wow.
Keep you in check so you don't get so much in your flesh that you don't forget where your help come from, and you don't get so heavenly bound that you're no more earthly good, to understand where the average person or pedestrian is coming from, because you're one too. Just because you have a car don't mean you don't know what it feels like to walk. Don't forget, you remember what it's like to be on a bus. You remember what it's like to be on a trolley. Now that you've gotten your new whatever, don't forget, you remember what that felt like. You know exactly what that person without a car feels like. Don't get new now. And that's how I try to approach in my writing. With my modern manhood, I couldn't produce the spiritual part until I first nailed what's going on in my life as a man post-pandemic.
Wow.
Because just because I sing and do all these things and I'm kind of known, I was still in the same pandemic with all y'all. I lost 13 people.
Jeez.
So how do I deal with that pain? I take it out on the mic. I take it out in the pen. But these days I don't write. I just sit down and get out of my way. Like, there'll be very few times if I write something, it's inside of a architectural magazine, or it's inside of a Vogue magazine or something. Like, I'll find whatever pictures in that architectural magazine or book, and I'll write the lyrics in on pages that reflect where I feel like I want to write this song. And if that page looks like what I'm about to sing about or write about, that's the page the marker's going on. And some people say, well, why would you ruin that book? It's like, no, I'm not ruining that book. That book is creating a book in me.
I was going to say, it's pulling something out of you, and you're adding to it.
Yes.
You're adding to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm breaking the rules of, I can't write in this book. I can do whatever I want. Now, with whatever I can do, whatever I want comes, you have to know, with being able to do everything you want, all things are lawful, but not expedient.
Yeah.
So you got to know which crowd can handle which part on which day of when you post.
Very wise, B.
Right?
Very wise, man.
So clearly I have Sunday programming, even though I know Saturday is the Sabbath. Right? I have my Sunday programming because I already know what people are looking for when I feel the need. I don't just put it up on Sundays just to put it up on Sundays because I believe in the Sabbath, right? I put it up as I'm led, that I think people need a particular message. My modern manhood talks about 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, up until October when this came out. So 5 years of my life documented.
Wow.
I'm saying all the things I said in that post that got me to this interview in this album. Wow. I say I'm standing at a crossroads, but I know God's going to show me which way. But if I don't answer my call, I'm going to miss my destiny. But I'm tired of where I'm at.
I'm tired.
So I've been saying these things. I'm vocalizing what a lot of people feel privately. They're just not saying it out loud. That's who I've always been as an artist. I say the things people are thinking, but won't say. That's I'm on brand. Yeah. I'm still on brand. I've learned how to make it more linear. I've learned how to not have to put it out just because I just finished it.
Yeah.
To sit with things. One verse was recorded in 2018. The second verse was recorded in 2020.
Wow, come on.
Because I wasn't aligned.
You had nobody behind you, pressing you and forcing you and making you. You literally was doing this as it came to you in your own time.
Yes.
How about that?
Because certain things had to happen in the earth for me to even be able to have earned the right to record it with conviction. Now, I could have recorded it with skill and technique, but that's only talent. When you only record out of your abilities because you have the technique to run, you write because you have the skills to make bars, then that's your only reward. But when you actually allow the things that are happening in the earth and you're living it out to be lived. Now you can sing something with some conviction because now you have foundation, you have constitution, you have experience, you have
I hope you
know-how.
singers and writers are listening. I hope you singers and writers are listening to this, because he's speaking some good stuff. This is some good stuff.
That's why it doesn't hit and give people goosebumps, because they know you just did it because you're good enough to do it, which works in today's market.
In today's market,
people are so enthralled with people's ability to do.
It does.
They
but
are
we
more
know real. We know
they're
real
impressed with
real.
technique, though. Most
right.
people, this market, I believe, bro, is impressed with technique. They're impressed with the skills of a person, which is great. We all watch fantastic athletes. Anytime we see something that someone masters, we're glued to it because it's just amazing. So I'm not taking a hit at talent and skill. I have skills, singers have skills, technical abilities, but did they feel anything? Or did they just say, man, you're so dope, or you're just such an amazing vocalist? I've learned how to, when I perform live, to sing songs and choose songs in my catalog that everyone can sing, versus them just watching me tear it up the whole show and just be like, wow, he's just such an amazing vocalist, but they can't sing along with me. You got to
keep going.
You got to do things where everyone can. If you want a great show, just do a bunch of songs they all know. Don't introduce your new material. Okay. I'm telling you, don't.
Okay. I got 2 questions.
Unless that new material is already a hit and they know it, don't introduce it.
I have 2 questions, but before I even get to those questions, you just said something that is another question that I've had. Are y'all enjoying this? Yo, I got BSLADE on here, y'all. Yo, B, for me, this is just me talking. This is I'm not speaking on behalf of my listeners and my watchers. This is ST to you, right?
Yes.
One of your most amazing, phenomenal, extraordinary albums for me is Out the Box, right?
Yes, for me too.
Can you give us another live album? Can you give us another live album?
If
BSLADE.
If I do that, it would have to be in Brazil. It would be in Rio de Janeiro. It would be in Brazil.
Because
that's when I do,
let's go
Out the Box, 1, 2, and 3 live, filmed or whatever. It won't be in the States. It'll definitely be in Brazil. That's the only, honestly, out of all of the world, those are the only people that seem to really get and appreciate what it is I'm bringing to the table. Like, the love I get in Brazil is just unbelievable. So I'm like, when I do my next live, it will be elsewhere. I want to go where I'm appreciated, not where I'm tolerated.
As you should. You should. And this is where I'm going with this interview, man, because I heard your post the other day and I heard what you were saying. And guess what? I've been there. I'm not there right now, but I've been there and I know what it's like. I don't know your version of it, but I know what it's like, right? And that art of reinvention, you've got it. We've got it.
It's in us.
People been saying it in the comments. We got to figure out when and how to pivot and keep going, right? And guess what? It may not be in the area and doing the exact thing that everybody wants you to do, but it's going to help you get to what is next for you. Divinely, what God has for you to do next, right? And guess what? Maybe it is time for you to go out the States.
Right.
Maybe it's time for a BSLADE. Pardon me.
Right.
Maybe it's time for a BSLADE album in another language.
That would be awesome.
A whole album.
I have been studying Spanish. Babbel is a great app. I also want to learn French and Portuguese. So, people are like, if you don't go through the pandemic and learn a new language, then you're wasting your time. No, actually, I'm just trying to survive and get through the grocery store line without getting COVID. So don't try to put no new skill on me. Just let me get my Thomas English muffin and enjoy my nooks and crannies, okay? But outside of that, yes, I do need to sing in a different language. I believe that Erica Campbell needs to record Dear Jesus, I Love You in Spanish. I told her this at the Maxine's Baby
Can
premiere.
We all just be bilingual for a moment?
I just really feel like, I told, Brother Warren and Sister Erica were right there. We were all kicking it. And I said, she's got to do that song. Like, she covered it, on the new album, which
On the
I
new
love, by
album.
the way. And I also like the artwork on the new album. It's very Drake. You know what I mean? I love that. I like that she didn't put her face on it. I just thought that was a real dope move. But I think that was Brother Warren's idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yo, I think we need that.
Yep.
I think we need that.
That's the only reason why Out the Box sold as many records as it did, because, you know, we had Todos Juntos on there. We had a you know, multicultural choir. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I'm like, that pulls in a whole different group of people. And, you know, I'm from San Diego. So that's like, you know, XH de M, FM de Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. So I need to know some Spanish, right? So, and I know
Your people want it. The people
yeah, they want it, you know. I would do it. I would totally do it. And it would also increase and expand a skill set of mine that I need to have anyway. The more languages you know, the more audiences you can reach, really.
Reach. That's
Yeah.
right.
So that's excellent.
Yo,
Excellent advice.
have you taught? Have you gone to schools?
Yeah, I
Because
have a
I
whole
just
school. I'm a professor in Brazil, and I had
what?
hundreds of students, and I took them through a 6-week course, and you know they got their diplomas. So yeah,
Come on, man.
I definitely do. I definitely do teach. You know, international. I have international students. I am technically Professor Slade. You
This
know.
is what we need to know.
So people
Because
who are saying like, "Hey, you need to probably do this and do that," they don't understand. Like, I've already done that, so it's not like I'm tired. I don't want them thinking I'm too tired to drive my car to you know, the next city. Could we pull over and you take over driving for me? That's not what this is. I'm not tired of driving. I'm tired of driving in circles.
it's
I'm not tired yet. No, 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 no. I'm not tired yet. Ooh, I'm not tired yet.
wait a minute.
Ooh, I'm not
Wait.
tired yet. I'm just tired of going in circles. I want to go forward. I press towards the mark. I don't press towards the donut hole. I press towards the mark.
Listen, B. There's something that I love you.
I love you too.
I'm gonna
because I need you to survive.
Listen.
Won't harm you.
Listen.
With words from my mouth.
This is something that I do on this platform, right?
Yeah.
For all of my guests, because you're deserving of it.
Thank
you. And I don't want this moment to go by without us doing it. So y'all know what time it is. Everybody that's been on my show before, y'all know what we getting ready to do.
Oh, shoot.
This right here is the appreciation song. I want nothing but hearts and flowers and everything that just lets this man know how much you love him. Put it in the comments. Here we go. This is our appreciation song to you.
All right.
We appreciate you. Yeah.
Hey.
Love and appreciate you. Yes, we do. We appreciate you.
Let's go.
Yeah. Love and appreciate you. Yes, we do. We appreciate you.
You gotta love him.
Love and appreciate you.
Even if
Yes, we do.
you gotta love him. Yo, B, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yo, listen. I want you to know that your work is not in vain. Your work is not in vain. And yeah, maybe you're not getting the compensation that you deserve yet. But for right now, more than money, I want you to know that we love you, we care for you, somebody is praying for you, and we got you, man. We got you. Yes, there's an industry, and yes, there are opinions, and yes, everybody's watching you front and center. Live your life out loud. And like you said, you don't have no problem sharing your life, every part of it, in your music, right?
Every part, man.
It's
very vulnerable, man. I put myself out there.
Respect this man.
Yeah.
Even if you don't understand, respect this man, because you're abnormal, bro. You're abnormal, bro. Proudly.
I love you guys too. I see y'all out there, man. I just want to know, it's not like I'm giving up on life or my calling.
Yeah.
I just know there's other ways. I just want to make sure people get that clear, because some people like are seeing that, they're like, I feel you, you know, but don't give up. We need your music. The music's there. Y'all just got to go buy it. That's all. It's been there.
Y'all just got to go buy it.
Buy it. BSLADE.bandcamp.com. It's all right there. But outside of that, outside of you purchasing and sewing that way, I need for myself, I need to go just live a little bit more. Yeah. That's all. And then so My Modern Manhood takes you on that journey. Yeah. If you get to the end of My Modern Manhood, now you're ready for Prayer Draw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those two records is like, I've said all I can say. Now let me go somewhere else and pivot and expand so I can get another stream of income that can fund the type of, if I'm gonna do that live thing in Brazil, bro, it ain't gonna come from me getting sales from streaming. I'm gonna tell you that right now, bro. It ain't happening. It has to come from something else. If I don't have a TV show, because these days, even artists with a label, if you don't have a television show, then you don't have a label.
It's
television shows are the new, to me, is a new record label. Millions of people seeing your personality, different scenarios, and then finally your record comes out at the end of the season or mid-season, and that's a great strategy. But if you don't have that, and
no, you're not lying.
I'm not gonna do that unless I can curate it, because y'all ain't gonna have me out there looking crazy. So I believe television is in my future, but it's going to be under my auspices. I'm going to be curating this. You're not going to be having me out there looking crazy. And they will. They can edit things and make you look like a complete jerk. If it's chopped up the right way, even your best intentions can come off wrong. So if I'm going to do TV, it has to be where I have controlled and curated that environment, and I'm able to release things the way I want to. And I think that's in the future. Acting for me. Creative direction. I think I want to do some interior design. I want to like flip hotels. You know, if they need like a new look or a new vibe, I know how to like put the right things together. Like I'm good at that kind of stuff too.
Why not, man? Yo, thank you so much, man, for this opportunity to talk with you.
I feel good about it. Thank you for letting me bring clarity to those posts so that people didn't take it, you know, they mean well, but they be like, are you okay? Or, you know, I want them to know, no, I'm good. But this helped me to expound upon why I'm making these choices. Not just, I just made some emotional, irrational decision. No, this is a good thing. This is a smart thing. You're an independent creator yourself. You know how difficult it is when you're funding it yourself. You have to really believe and keep going. And it may take 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. You know, it's been 13 years for me. 13 years is BSLADE, and I still haven't cracked the code. I'm everywhere and nowhere. Everyone knows me, but no one knows me at all. And that's a blessing, because I don't want it till I won't fumble it. I don't need it until I can carry it. When God sees I'm ready for that, then he'll let me handle that. But I'm not fumbling. So it's a blessing that I'm not known. He's underrated. I'm not underrated. Every room I walk in, people show me love. I'm not underrated. I'm just not popular. But I'd rather have connoisseurs than just people who consume and spit. You know, I want people who's gonna roll with me, and maybe my album in 2025 is where it cracks. Who cares when it cracks? Because once it cracks, all my old stuff is gonna pick up anyway.
It's gonna go through the roof.
You know what I'm saying? I just gotta go live a little bit, go see life a little bit, unlearn my own ideologies a little bit, my absolutes about myself. I have to unplug myself from that. What if there's a whole new vibe that's quicker, easier, and better, but I'm so stuck in what I think the people want that I don't pursue what could also be inside of me that could help reach more people. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm doing right now.
And man, I love you for it. I love you for it, man. This is great. This is great. I'm gonna do this. Even there was so much, you shared so much with us in this conversation, and people can come back and watch it, and I know they're going to get something from it. What I want to ask you to do, B, is intentionally speak to the person that is at a crossroad of opinions, of internal reflection, of just handling life and this roller coaster ride that we're on, right? As a creative, because that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. Please say something to that person now that just needs a glimmer of hope or
Yeah.
the understanding that there is another side to this?
I would say don't date your posts or your content. You know, like this is Throwback Thursday or Flashback Friday. Unless there's just a apparent difference in your look. If there's like a completely different dramatic appearance in your look where people can tell you're younger, or you can tell that this was a different era, then of course you might want to label it that way. But if it's something that looks like what you've been on for the past 2 or 3 to 5 years, look wise, vibe wise, don't call it Throwback Thursday, because what's old to you is new to someone else. Don't date your stuff. Go back and re-put out your old stuff with new dates.
Wow.
Because most of the creatives are usually prophetic. So a lot of times it didn't hit the first time it came out. So you'd be like, well, I'm moving on to the next record. That's cool too. But also, what if the new record is the old record? They just don't know it yet.
Know. Oh my God.
I would say that. Crossroads, that is when you surround yourself with people you really trust, because safety comes in the multitude of counsel. We are the sum of the 5 people we hang around the most. Woo! So if you don't like your equation, then you need to see who's around you. I don't like how my outcome is. Okay, well then who are your 5, you know, that really know how to keep you? And I'm not talking about brutally honest people that shatter your dreams. I'm not talking about yes people that say yes to everything you trying to come up with. I'm talking about people with sound, objective wisdom that can help guide and navigate you through your mental space, your emotional space, and spiritual space. If those people who are around you don't offer those types of things in addition to the company and industry connections they have, you see why you end up with the equation you end up with, and then
it's evident.
It's evident, yeah. So, and that takes time to curate, because when we think of the future, bro, we think of it with the people who are presently in our movie. We think of our present castmates. And 9 times out of 10, by the time you get to that place that you've been trying to get to all your life, those people, some will go with you, but the majority of them will have fallen off by then. You'll have a whole different group. And it's so sad because you want to take everybody with you, but by the time you get there, it just, I can't tell you how many people have fallen off, and I can't tell you how many people have gotten off on their floor. It's not a bad thing. I will tell you this, is crossroads are there to make you make the decisions you should have made for yourself a long time ago. And if you don't make the decision at the crossroad, then something's going to happen in your life event-wise that's going to be so either great or traumatic, and sometimes they're synonymous. It will make you make that decision. Have you noticed that when people either have a sudden death, they make decisions they've always wanted to make, but it took that sudden death of someone to make them finally make that pivotal decision, or file for that divorce, or leave that job, or finally pack up and leave that city? It's usually an event that's attached to that finally makes you make that decision. Why do we always have to wait for an event to become a crisis Christian? Why do we always have to wait for an event to happen for us to finally make decisions we should have made 5 years ago? Let's not wait for an event, and let's become an event.
Become an event. Let's become an event.
Let's get ready to rumble. And what that means is trust cruise roll. Trust cruising altitude. Sometimes we think if things ain't rocking and rolling and moving and things ain't happening, sometimes there's joy in just the fact that you ain't got nothing going on. You have no responsibilities. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to receive your Selah and pause and reflect. We are so hard on our older work, our older versions of ourselves. Don't dog your older self. At that time, you thought you was bomb, or else you wouldn't have took that picture. At that time, you thought that beat was tight, or else you wouldn't have put it out. So don't bash yourself. Don't throw yourself under a bus that doesn't even exist. That was part of the fabric of what made you the artist you are today. Don't discount that.
Don't discount
because
it.
Someday people are going to be paying to look at it in a biopic. Don't discount that. That was an important part of your personal and artistic development. Yes.
So good. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good. I'm even going to step out there and say I think you just named your next album. I think you named your album your album in Brazil. I'm the event.
The event.
The event. Let's go. Let's go.
The
It
event.
happened on the Power of the Pen. The event.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, yes.
Let's
That's
go.
a vibe, man. Like honestly, just being able to talk about it out loud and just having people hear my voice. I don't want them thinking because I've accomplished so much that I'm still not in the trenches. I don't want them thinking that, oh, once you get to this level, you don't have to deal with these different challenges and obstacles. It doesn't matter. Tyler Perry may be rich, but he has rich problems, right?
How about that?
Oprah Winfrey may be rich, but they have rich problems. It doesn't go away because you have more money. You still have to have great problem solving skills and be more solution oriented versus continuing to talk about what's wrong with the industry, what's wrong with the world, what's wrong with religion, what's wrong with let me just make the album I wish I could buy. Just let me make the movie I wish I could watch. Let me write the book I wish I could read. If I just stay on that lane and not worry about what everybody else is doing, I'm going to inspire somebody with my focus alone. I'm such a multi-dimensional artist that it takes time to actually lock in on something so you can cut through. But once you do, lasers are just concentrated light. And when our prayers and our intentions and manifestations and manifestos are all over the place, and we don't hone in all of those towards one specific goal,
you're all over the
that's
place.
what makes the laser can cut through. Water can cut through things if the water is brought into a direct focus.
It's true. It's true.
So that's when it talks about praying amiss, or when you wish upon a star. You can wish upon that star, but I promise you, nothing's going to happen without your works towards getting to that star.
I just posted something the other day that said, oh my God, what did it say? It's like, oh my God, it was just talking about on your way to something or doing something, you'll never get to it if you quit. I'm going to find it and repost it.
Yeah.
But pretty much what it's saying is you have to be on your way to it.
Yes.
You have to be working towards something for it to ever come to manifestation.
Yes.
If you stop, or if you're all split up and your mind and your thoughts are in so many different places, then
you
it's
can't
never
hone in.
Yeah.
Like for example, I'm a brand manager for Made. You know, this is my best friend's line, Rodney John. I've been rocking it because I was there when he came up with it, but it was a part of my lifestyle. So in addition to me, you know, making music or, you know, working with whoever, this person, that person, I also am great with marketing and branding. So why not also work with my best friend who doesn't have the time to do this part while he's being with Sherry Shepherd? Let me work on this part and keep this part of the company going, because I personally rock this stuff. People can sell things that they personally believe in. Some of you like, I'm not sure about my product because you don't believe in your product.
You don't believe.
But when you believe in your product, can't nobody tell you different. Can't nobody tell you different. But make some product that's worth believing in. And I believe that the product I create is worth believing in, and it needs to be paid for. Let me leave you with this.
Yes.
What if I got a $100 a month subscription to 76 Gas or Arco? This $100 a month subscription, but I get to get as much gas as I want every day, all day, for as many family members as I want every day, all day. But all I paid was $100 a month at Arco. Would that company survive under that business model? Okay, let's move it over to food, because we all like to eat. So now there's a subscription. Where's your favorite place to eat? What's one of your favorite restaurants?
One of my favorite restaurants, I like Chipotle.
Okay, so you get a Chipotle subscription. You pay $40 a month to Chipotle, and you get to come there all month and get as much food, as much drink, as much napkins, as much condiments, as much toppings as you want. All your family members, everyone you're attached to, just $40 a month. And you get as much food as you want all that month just for $40.
Yeah.
Would that company survive under that business model? So why are we doing that to music? People come to see our shows and listen to our music to be fed in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
But because they're paying a subscription to a restaurant that's serving my dish. Right? So they think they're paying me,
No.
They're paying the place where my dish is
It's being
served.
It's being
And
served.
no one would be at this restaurant
If you're
on this page if my dish didn't bring them to the table.
oh my God.
So I don't get to participate in any of that, but all the marketing and advertisers get to do that, and you get the market bulk share of the advertisements from the eyes and ears I'm bringing to the restaurant.
Speak this truth.
And I'm supposed to be happy about that and grateful for that. You wouldn't do it in any other model. But why do we treat music with so much disrespect? We get married to it. We graduate to it. We go on trips.
Yeah.
We make children music.
Yeah.
Come on here. Music is a part of all of our lives, but we treat it like it's just running bathwater. Like it was just air. But if music wasn't in this world right now, we would be in World War III. Music and arts is what's keeping that darkness back.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So if you want it to be better, you want better videos, you want better outfits, you want better tours, I need your resources.
We need the resources and we need your money.
And if I can't get your money, let me go do a different field that will make me get the capital I need to present it in a better way.
In a much better way.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this is BSLADE. This is BSLADE in its purest form. In its purest form. This is BSLADE.
I'm not upset, y'all. I'm just passionate about what I believe. I just
very
I'm good. I'm
and
really
we
good.
appreciate you for it, bro.
Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power